Okay, back to chapter 1, lesson 1. This is some extra practice if you feel like you would like some more practice problems before you tackle your homework. Again, this is completely optional, or if you have done your homework and you're like, oh my gosh, I got a whole bunch of those wrong, I need some extra practice. This is a great way to get some extra help. So you can go ahead and get your book open to page 11. If you don't have a book, just go ahead and write these problems down and we're going to work through them together. We're going to use all the methods that I taught you from before: upside down division, prime factorization, just listing out the multiples, just listing out the factors. We're going to do it all. Again, you do what is best for you, and if you don't like the method that I chose for that problem, you can do what method is best for you. So we're going to go ahead and get started, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at 8 and 14. And we're just going to, on this one, we're finding the greatest common factor. So on number 1, we're finding the greatest common factor. So we are going to list out the, oops, wrong way, hang on. We're going to list out the numbers that you can multiply together to get 8 and 14. That is like really horrible. All right, let's try that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at 8. So we know that we can do 1 times 8, and then I go from 1, I go to the next number. 2 times 4, 3, nope, 4, I'm finished. So my factors of 8 are 1, 2, 4, and 8. So let's list the factors of 14, the numbers we can multiply together to get 14. 1 times 14, 2, yep, 2 times 7, 3, nope. 4, nope. 5, nope. 6, nope. Okay, so now let's go in and circle the ones that they have in common. They have a 1, they have a 2, and that is it. So the greatest common factor of 8 and 14 is 2. Wow, big number, right? So that's one way to do it. All right, let's take a look at number 2, where we actually have 3 of them. That is my dog outside my door. We have 3 of them, 3 numbers, 21, 24, and 27. So what we're going to do is we're going to do upside down division, and we're going to list these out, 21, 24, and 27, and we're going to see what numbers we can pull out. So the numbers that we can pull out, for the prime numbers that we can pull out, it's got to be a prime number. Remember, a prime number is only 1 in itself. For example, let's just write this up here so we have that down. Prime numbers has 1 and itself. So for example, 3 is prime because the only numbers we can multiply together is 1 and 3. 2 is prime because we can only multiply 1 times 3, or 1 times 3. Oh my goodness, Mrs. Horner, 1 times, I just laugh at myself because I make mistakes all the time. 1 times 2. 5 is prime because we can only multiply 1 times 5. So when I look at 21, 24, and 27, right away I know that I can pull out a 3. They all have a 3 for a factor that's in common. So 3 times what is 21? 3 times 7. I'm going to place that underneath. 3 times what is 24? 3 times, whoops, there we go. 3 times 8 is 24. And then I have 3 times what is 27, and that is 9. Now when I look at 7, 8, and 9, I know that they do not have a common factor, so I am done. So the outside numbers that you've pulled is the greatest common factor. Not these numbers down here, okay, but this number, the only numbers on the outside that you pulled, becomes the greatest common factor. So in this case, it is 3. Now, I want to do the greatest common factor. I want to do 4, okay? Because we're going to see that we're going to have more numbers that we can pull out when we do the upside down division. And we'll do prime factorization. We'll come back to that one. So let's take a look. 12, 18, 26. When I look at those, I know that they are all even. So I know for sure that I can pull out a 2. So 2 times what is 12? 6. 2 times what is 18? 9. 2 times what is 26? And that is 13. So really, I can't pull out any other number from 6, 9, and 13. So see this? I cannot do that because there's no other numbers that I can pull out. So my only prime number that I was able to pull out was 2. So my greatest common factor is 2. Okay. All right, let's take a look over here. Let's list the factors, or let's do the prime factorization on this one. Okay. Everybody usually will pick just this one right here where they can just list the factors. But again, I like to show you different methods. You choose what works best for you. So 21. We're going to break that down into 3 times 7. Okay, 3 and 7. So 3 I know is prime because only 1 and 3. And 7 is prime because I can only multiply the whole number 1 and 7 to get 7. So those are both prime, so that's it. So the prime factorization for 21 is 3 and 7. Let's do 35. When I break down 35, I know that I can break that down into 5 times 7. Well, I know both of those are prime. It's crazy how this works out, okay? And then the next one I know is 49, and I know that I can break that down into 7 and 7, right? So because I broke it down into 7 and 7, so now I noticed what numbers do they all have in common? 7. So my GCF for this is 7. Now, if I had a 3 here, and let's say a 3 here, but not a 3 here, then that is not in common. All 3 of them have to have the same number. Okay, so that's how prime factorization works when you are looking at greatest common factor. Again, if I'm going too fast, or if that is not making sense to you, then on that number, go and do what makes sense for you. Use the method that works for you. I just like to show you different ways because that's the cool thing about math is you can get answers and so many different solutions in so many different ways, and probably ways that I'm not even going to teach you and that your parents are going to teach you. And I think that's awesome. So whatever works and makes sense for you. Okay, let's take a look at least common multiple. So we're going to take a look at least common multiple, and on this first one on 5 and 6, we're actually going to, let's break it down and do prime factorization for this one. Okay, so I'm going to do 5. Well, all I know is 1 and 5 because that's a prime number. Oh, and that dot, my friends, also means multiplication. So instead of the multiplication sign, you can use a dot. Surely you probably have learned that when you were doing multiplication, but anyways, so that's the same thing. 6. Let's see, we can break that down into 2 times 3. Okay, so now, do I have any, I can't break these down any farther, so that's it. So I have 1, 5, 2, and 3. Do I have any that are the same? No. So that means basically all I'm going to do is I'm going to just multiply those numbers together. And I don't really need to multiply that 5, or the 1, I'm sorry. 5 times 2 times 3. 5 times 2 is 10. 10 times 3 is 30. So my greatest common factor is 30. Now, I'm going to do this on the same problem the other way to where we're going to list out the multiples. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go 5 and 6, and let's list out the multiples and see if we can figure it out, because it's easy. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and we could keep going on forever. So let's do 6. 6, 12, 18, whoops, oh my goodness, sorry, 24, 30. I don't need to go any farther because I just found out that my least common multiple here is 30. Look, guys, 2 different ways to get the same answer. It's okay. It's awesome. That's what's so cool about math is that there's so many different ways that you can get that solution. So if it works for you, do one way. If you like the other way, do the other way. It's all good. All right. Let's take a look at, this will be the last one. Okay. We're going to take a look at this. So we're going to find the LCM of 6, 12, and 15. So first thing we could do is we could list out the multiples, but I've got some low numbers and I've got some high numbers. Which, I mean, it could take me a while. I could get there if I listed them out like I did right here. Okay, I could do that, but I feel like that's going to take some time. So instead, I'm going to use prime factorization. So we're going to do 6, 12, 15. So I can break down 6 because 6 is composite. And I'm going to break it down into numbers that are prime. That's why it's called prime factorization. So we're going to break it down to 2 times 3, and I know that 2 and 3 are both prime, so I'm done with that number. 12. Let's do 3 times 4. Well, I know that 3 is prime, but I know that 4 is composite, so I have to break that down even farther. What 2 numbers can I multiply together to get 4? 2 times 2. There you go. See? Easy. So the prime factorization for 12, oh, I should have circled these so we know, because we can't go any farther. Okay, so the prime factorization for 12 is 3 times 2 times 2. Okay, 3 times 2 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. So let's do 15. Well, that's easy. 3 times 5. 3 is prime. 5 is prime. We're done. Okay, so now let's take a look at these. Do they have any number that is the same throughout all of them? I see a 3 here, I see a 3 here, and I see a 3 here. So that is 1 3 that I'm going to put there. That one's done, that one's done, that one's done. And then you'll notice that I have also 2 2s. Okay, so I've got 2, 2, and 2. 2 and 2. And this. Okay, I think, yeah. So 5 times 2 is 10. 10 times 2 is 20. 20 times 2 is 40. 40 times 3 is, oh, hang on. Okay, so I totally had to hit pause because I see a mistake that I made. I love it when I make mistakes. See, your teacher makes mistakes. Not all the time, but I do make mistakes. When I was looking at this, I also forgot that my 2's here are the same. Okay, which means that I'm going to just add 1 2 over here. Okay, so I have my 3. I'm going to erase. It happens. So I have my 3 that I've added because they have the same. I have 2 2's that I've added, and now I'm left with another, this last 2 right here. Oops, oh my goodness, look at that. I don't know what just happened. It went crazy on me. And then I have this one last, so I've used that 2, and then I have this one last 5. So see, I totally made a mistake. I forgot to count these two 2's that are the same. They share that same factor, so therefore I only bring over one of those 2's. See? It's crazy. I'm glad I caught it, and you probably caught it too if you were watching this. So 2 times 5 is 10. 10 times 2 is 20. 20 times 3 is 60. So your greatest common factor is 60. So let's just double check that since Mrs. Horner made a mistake, which I make mistakes. I'm human, right? I'm going to erase this. We're going to go ahead and list the multiples. So 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42. Do you see how this can get to be a lot? I gotta make this even longer. Well, especially on this one, because it's the smallest one. 48, 40, oh, not 40, 50, sorry. 54, 60. Okay, so 12, 24, 36, 48, 60. 15, 30, 45, 60. Okay, so see, we eventually got there, but it took a lot with that 6 right there. So again, that's why prime factorization works. However, if you make a mistake like me, then you gotta like fix it, right? Obviously. So again, mistakes happen, and that is totally okay. So we're going to stop this. Hopefully you have seen enough examples from all of the pages that we've done so far, and you can go ahead and be successful on your homework. And guess what? If you make a mistake, guess what? That's how you get better. You learn, okay? It's going to be so great when we get together and you can actually call me out on those mistakes because I love it. I don't like catching my own mistakes. I like when you guys catch my mistakes. So get started on your homework. There's the extra practice if you need it.